So a bit ago, Leigh shared her most embarrassing story at work, and it got me inspired to share my most embarrassing story at work with you all. And inevitably, I'm going to say this, and other people are going to reach out and remind me of a more embarrassing story because I have quite a bit of content.
Of course
there.
they are.
But let's set the stage, and we're in Amsterdam.
Oh, I love that city.
Now, I didn't live in Amsterdam, but I was there for work, and I worked for a large global consulting firm. You can go to my LinkedIn to figure that out, but a very well-known consulting firm. And I was there because I was on a project, and I got together with a number of colleagues around the world. I was leading this project, and I said, I really thought we needed to sit in the same room. Just want to go to Amsterdam.
Yeah, I was like,
obviously.
But
Yeah, pretty much. So we are in Amsterdam, and the office there was right on the canal.
Oh.
It was a multi-story office. And so we're working very, very hard, as we tended to do. And one of the guys on our project worked in that office, and he's like, let's go to upstairs because they have all free food. And while we're enjoying our free lunch, we can go and look on the rooftop because it's a beautiful rooftop overlooking these canals. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. And so we're out there having our food and, all that. And I was going to get something. He's like, actually, there's this cool periscope. And when you look off the top, you can see the whole city. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And so I was going to get some more food. And so my colleagues had gone and were looking at periscope. They walked away. They're like, oh, yeah, that was very cool. And so I walk up to it and I'm like, And I look and I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, how did y'all reach this? And I look and I'm like, y'all tall fuckers. And all my colleagues, I'm 5'3". They were all at least 5'7", 5'8". They're like Lee's height. And so this colleague was like, oh, just pull it down. If you just pull it down, it's movable. I'm like, okay. So I pull and I pull so hard. Poof, a big cloud of smoke comes out in this thing. I fall to the ground. A periscope falls from the ceiling along with like thing everywhere. And it's like this big golden thing. And my colleague gets big eyes. He's like, oh my God, I was just kidding. It's, oh my God. And I was like, what do you mean? He's
what
like,
do you mean you were kidding,
He goes, that's not like that's not a movable periscope. That's a piece of art that was installed for the 50th anniversary of this office.
And you literally dangled on it with your whole weight.
Oh my God.
And busted out the ceiling.
No. He fucking did you dirty.
Yeah, he did you dirty.
I was like, what the fuck? And I'm like, what the fuck do I do? And I and it wasn't like a hotel. Like I work there. Not in that office ever, obviously. But I was like,
oh
fuck.
my God.
And so I'm like, it's lying there on the floor. And I'm like,
are you injured?
No, thank you. You know what?
Stomp.
Nobody else asked me that. Thank you. But they were my friends. But no. And so I'm like, oh, okay, I need to report. He's like, well, you need to go down and report this to the receptionist. And she's not the friendliest. And I was like,
oh, great.
What? I goes, anybody else want to come with me? Fucking hands down.
Crickets.
So I go and I slink down and take the elevator down and go to the receptionist. And I'm like trying to explain this and tell more details than is necessary. And this woman just fucking stares at me. And she's like, what? And she's like, where is it? And I'm like, I leaned it against the wall just to put it there. And she's like, what? And just looked at me. And she's like, why did you think it could actually move down? I was like,
because dumbass told me.
My colleague said it could. And so she's like, I don't even know what we're going to do about this. And so I went back upstairs and I'm trying to do things. But I went back to the US and for weeks, like I would email my colleague, like, hey, any update on the periscope? Did they put the art in? And they had a book. Like he was like, look, they have a book right next to it. Did you not see the book? No, I didn't look at this book. I was trying to look at the beautiful skyline of Amsterdam. There's a commemorative book for it. And so he's like, nope, still not up yet. It's leaning against the wall. Oh. But we had like a secret Santa, and one of my colleagues in the US office gave me a kid's toy periscope for my secret Santa. And so, but that was pretty fucking embarrassing too. Destroy property
on a work
well-known organization.
Well, that'll teach them. They should have put a stool there. That wasn't a very inclusive office.
That's what I said. I'm
okay, there you go. That's what I would have said. That's what I would have said.
Damians are tall, but I will. On our Instagram story, I have a picture of it.
I was just about to say, I'm like, do you have a picture of it?
I do. I have a picture of it leaning against the wall, and I have a picture of my kid's the kiddo periscope that I got as Secret Santa.
Share that.
But I do. So you can see what it looks like, and it was really, it looked like you were on a ship. So that was fucking embarrassing.
Oh gosh, that's brutal.
Yeah, the work pranks, not funny.
Yeah, no, that's his fault.
Yeah. So anyway, that's it. But that was my embarrassing story. Again, I have plenty of stuff.
Did it get fixed? Do you know?
I stopped asking, honestly. And then I left and started.
That was
managing
nice
my-
that you even asked. I'd be like, oh, hey, good luck with this. I broke it.
Well, see, that's you know me. I overthink
I would have just
it.
walked away.
I would have woke up in the middle of the night
receptionist nothing.
thinking about it.
Oh, hell no.
I'm talking to more people about it while we were still
That's
at
a
the office.
multi-billion-dollar business. They're going to be all right. You know what I mean?
Fine. But I would like bring it up to people just in case you see it. Well, fucking everybody's gonna see that.
I did
And
that.
They're gonna be like, damn American coming from you know that's
Just coming over and conquering shit.
coming over and breaking property. So
I wasn't even high.
yeah, but that was no, it wasn't literally.
Yeah.
No, great question. No substances. But yeah.
Gosh.
This podcast is sponsored by Ramp. Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management system designed to help you spend less money so you can make more. Most corporate credit cards offer points as incentives, but those points amount to less than their worth in real cash value. Ramp's business cards offer you cash back, real money in your pocket. Plus, you control who spends what with each vendor. And Ramp's software collects and verifies receipts automatically, which means you'll stop wasteful spending and close your books in hours instead of days. Businesses that use Ramp add up to 5% to their bottom line the first year. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now get $250 when you join Ramp for free. Just go to ramp.com/easy. Ramp.com/easy. RAMP.com/easy.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Well, on that note, let's pivot into our meeting agenda for the day. I know that we do have a hard stop. Thank you so much, Ashley, for that water cooler talk. We all learn not to,
Touch
destroy property at the workplace. It is helpful.
Yeah.
Touch anything. Exactly. Just don't. Well, we will transition into our cringe corporate speak, and Jamie is at bat for that. And then for our meeting hot topic, it's all about the LinkedIn cringe. Oh my gosh, LinkedIn is on fire of late for just being the
lately,
cringiest
it's got
place.
Cringier than ever.
The last year. People just out of control. They really, really are. So we are going to dive into that and maybe share some of the horrifically hilarious things that we see there on the LinkedIn. And then, of course, we will save time for those questions and comments. All right, Jamie, what do you got from a cringe corporate speak?
Noodle it or Noodle On It. So I know I've talked about the consulting firm that I had to work closely with at one of my jobs, and they were notorious for using the cringiest of the corporate speak. But another one was Noodle On It. So what this essentially means is think about it, right? Or we need to think about it. We need to maybe, brainstorm, come together. But for some reason, it really bothered me. Like, cause
Ick.
it just gives me the ick, but it's like noodle.
Yeah. That word sounds funny. It's like you're making lunch for your kids.
Yeah, I'm like, I love wet noodle and
it's noodle on it because noodle's another word for brain, right?
Why is that?
Isn't it?
You're noodle.
You're noodle, right?
Yeah, your noodle, yeah.
I would never say that to a grown adult or a child, actually. Like, your noodle. No.
Let's noodle on that. Like, what?
Let's noodle it around.
Yeah, like, I'll eat some noodles.
But it's kind of like that parking lot of, like, again, you're saying it and you're saying something that makes it sound you're never going to hear about that topic again.
Yeah.
And they're not going to, they're actually not going to noodle
not.
on it. Think about it.
Yeah.
They might, but they won't do anything about it.
Guys, that's pretty much what at least half of the cringe corporate speaks, right?
Yeah.
If they're just excuses for us not doing the work, basically.
Yeah, they're false expectations.
Yes,
yeah, that's true. If you're gonna have a new, that's probably a question and comment. But if you were gonna order like a noodle, what would you get?
A bucatini.
What? Fucking fancy shit.
Oh, God.
Her bougie ass.
What is that? If you said
it's a
that to me,
hollowed out spaghetti noodle.
Honestly, if you said that
it's
to me,
thick and it's good, because the sauce will get in there.
I definitely have eaten that. But if you had just said, "What's a bucatini?" I would have said cheese.
I would have said like a brand of shoe.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Brand of shoe.
Okay. What about you? What about you, Jamie?
I mean, I love a good penne pasta.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's very like,
Yeah.
But like, if you, depends on what you're eating, right? Like what kind of
what
noodles,
sauce
what sauce is going to complement what the noodle is. Because you wouldn't want like buttered noodles with like a ziti.
Yeah, that'd
Cheese
be
all over
just
it. That's what I'm
saying,
animalistic.
it really depends. Like I do love a good egg noodle, but doesn't make sense with like so.
Yeah. I got a pasta maker once and I made fettuccine.
Oh, is that
That was
Ooh.
a pasta. And I made it like 3 times. And then it's hard. It should
yeah.
be easy.
Yeah,
It looks easy when I look up the things. And when I'm trying to make it and I look up the people on YouTube make it look so easy and so fun. And I'm like sweating and the flour puff is coming from like fucking egg. I'm start over. My egg on the kitchen table.
Yeah,
But,
it's clever looking.
But I like to go out or make, like some just plain old macaroni and cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Annie's to make it a little bit,
a shell.
I feel like I'm doing something healthy. A shell.
All
Squeeze the
fancy.
cheese. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Oh, awesome. All right. Well, very cringy. That gives us the ick. And what else gives us the ick? What an incredible transition is LinkedIn, honestly. We love the LinkedIn, but it's some of the content that is showing up on the LinkedIn of late.
Yes.
There seems to be a turn of the tide post-COVID, and boy, is it an interesting place to be.
I mean, it's become a personal diary for some.
That's because LinkedIn, like ostensibly, there's things I've learned from LinkedIn, and I'm as a
1,000%.
LinkedIn learning instructor.
Shout out LinkedIn. We love it.
I love that but it's like anytime you open a platform, allow people to do unfettered things.
They will.
A playground it is. It's like the interview. Just have an open interview and just let people talk and give people the floor. People will fill that with content. And sometimes it is so freaking weird.
Yeah, there's some weird things.
It really is.
All right, let's hit Jamie. Let's go.
I know.
Yeah,
What do you got? What do you got, Jamie? Cringe us out.
I'm obviously not going to name names here.
No, we don't have to be ugly.
People can search.
Yes. Obviously, one thing that I found a lot is people like blasting their own personal lives on there. So like their marriage qualms on LinkedIn. I'm like, this is like, yes, this is social media. And this is like a professional business networking site. Like no one gives a shit about your husband cheating on you. Save that for the Facebook. Put the cryptic quote on Facebook with, you all of a sudden changing a picture to like a sexy selfie with your cleavage hanging out, save that for the Facebooks.
Yeah, that is Facebook.
Maybe not the LinkedIn's, but I've shouted them out before, but there's an Instagram page. It's a meme page called The Best of LinkedIn, and they daily find the most cringiest LinkedIn post. So one recently was a man was holding his crying son, and he posted the photo and basically about, Daddy, you can't go to work. But yeah, using his son, it just was so gross.
Was it his real face?
Post-bait.
Was it his real face too?
It was the child's real face, but of course the creator of Best of LinkedIn blurred out the child's face.
Right.
But the man who made the post left his child's crying face. And Lord knows if the kid was really crying about his daddy. Like, you know what I mean?
Him right before the picture.
Just rude.
Yeah. Well, you don't even know with integrity like that. Like, he
can you imagine having your kid crying? You're like, real quick, let me get that selfie.
Let me do a selfie.
Tell
That's what I'm saying.
Like, spouse, like, hey, could you just get this? Just get that. What are you gonna do with it?
What the fuck is wrong with you? Just give the kid the Uncrustable he was actually
I'm gonna influence my professional network with this.
Right? Whatever it takes.
It's just, oh my God. There's also, like, there's Reddit. So just like I talk about, I'm not good at Twitter. I'm not good at Reddit. We do have an HR Besties page on Reddit. I think I've made a couple posts. Subreddit, bad. But there's a Reddit page called LinkedIn Lunatics. And people put things on there. And I tell you what, it is kind of the same thing as Best of LinkedIn. You look at this stuff and it's like, look like this article, taking creepy pictures of women inside their homes early in the morning. This is it. People are posting, like, I was out for a walk this morning at 7:45. I saw this woman already working, but not at work. I saw myself in her. This is a man taking a picture outside of someone's home of a woman working inside her house, and does a whole post. And again, this is a woman that made this, who is then like, talking about that. I stood there this woman is making a post with a picture of a stranger. I stood there for a minute like a cold stone creeper and watched her complete
Yeah, you
focus.
were.
Yeah, let me noodle on it. You fucking are.
That's you know what? You should noodle on those things. But like, and people do that.
Yeah.
But you go,
So she literally documented how she's a
did, I'm
stalker.
sure.
Yeah.
She documented
Single
that.
white female vibes.
I bet
Like,
that-
that's mad creepy. Like, I just
That
can't
is
believe
cringy.
how people are using it almost for. It's no longer become a professional networking site. And also, which is really bad, is people, a lot of people are constantly stealing content, right? Because everyone is a quote unquote content creator. So, but it's literally copying and pasting someone else, like a LinkedIn influencer's post, and just copying and pasting it as your own. And then so you can get the likes and the comments and the accolades. Just makes me want to bomb.
It's like people's charitable donations. I mean, or this one here is one, and multiple people post this. There's got to be some award when multiple people post the same post in LinkedIn Lunatics. And this is someone who was making they were traveling on the road, and to save money for their company, they weren't going to eat out. They did this.
Oh, God.
And this is a picture, thank God for the picture capability, is them cooking a piece of chicken with a fairly shitload of butter on top of it in the coffee maker in the hotel.
No.
And they say, although my company allows me to expense dinner, I wanted to save money because I know every dollar counts in the P&L. It's the little things that can get you promoted.
What the fuck? So you give the person who uses the coffee maker salmonella?
That's a great point. Yeah, like, right. It's so, anyway, but people post this. And so sometimes people will be like, is this satire? Is it?
That wasn't though.
I don't know. I don't
Oh,
know.
gosh.
I don't know.
But it's still cringy.
It's cringy. But I saw the Baltimore Bridge tragedy. This person who's a frequent flyer on LinkedIn Lunatics, and she does every post has one line of text and then a space and one line of text and then a space.
LinkedIn.
The notorious
I've saved so many lives
yeah.
and careers through my wizardry. But this one's a she did a post at the Baltimore Bridge tragedy. I'm reading it and talks about how she went out and bought the Amazon smash hammers, which I actually had just bought.
Those window smash tools.
But just before that, based on recommendation of friends, it was like, the algorithm knew that and probably popped this up. But she does this whole post about a long post about she bought these for her family, and then says, you always got to be prepared for anything in life, including job loss. #resume writer, because that's what this person does.
I'm you are literally taking people who lost their life.
And then there's like an asterisk. It's like thoughts and prayers to all those affected. I'm like,
It's like, bitch, please, you're just trying to get money. Like,
no,
no,
and I'm like, God, I wish you could see like the Wayback Machine for the internet, where you can see how pages are edited over time. I wish you could see if that was in the original post or not. But I'm looking at the comments, and these people are like, wow, so inspirational. Like, oh my God. And I'm like, who are these bots? I commented, and I was like, do you think that this is an appropriate hashtag for this type of post? I'm sure she deleted it, but
I know. I just can't, like, the delusion. And then the literal, the people that follow these people with their comments, like, in full support. I'm like, do you not see how fucked up this is?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm getting very fired up about this.
I used to use a regular notebook for to-do lists, but then I couldn't read my own handwriting. So I started using Notion, an online workspace where the everyday everything takes care of itself. And Notion's sponsoring today's podcast, but I want to tell you not just about it generally, but how I've used it. Notion is a place where any team can write, plan, organize, and rediscover the joy of play. I've used it to create to-do lists and then keep track of them, sorting things by what I'm currently doing, what I need to do in the future, and updating them as I go along. And Notion now has AI capabilities. You can use it to record meeting notes, and it'll turn them into summaries and to-do lists. When I've told people about Notion, they've said, ooh, I love it, and told me how they use it. And now you can try Notion for free when you go to notion.com/HRBesties. That's all lowercase letters. Notion.com/HRBesties. And start turning ideas into action. And when you use our link, you're supporting our show. It's notion.com/HRBesties. We're able to bring you HR Besties thanks to sponsors like Yahoo Finance. I personally use Yahoo Finance. For example, I want to know how news and world events impact the financial markets, but I don't have all day to look it up. So I go to Yahoo Finance and look at the headlines and a few articles, and all of a sudden, I'm having conversations and sound like I know what I'm talking about, because I actually do. They're the #1 finance destination, and tell you what you need to know about the financial news cycle, like breaking news, editorial perspectives, analyst ratings, research, customizable charts, and more. Go look right now at Yahoo Finance and see what's going on. I bet you'll learn something that you didn't know and feel more financially educated in minutes. For comprehensive financial news and analysis, visit the brand behind every great investor, yahoofinance.com, the #1 financial destination, yahoofinance.com. That's yahoofinance.com.
You post on much?
Not anymore, because the content just doesn't move me the way other platforms do.
It's very different.
Yeah. And I think, as a content creator, it's fascinating the uniqueness of each platform. Like, I love that. I can tell you the exact mood, the feel, the followers, the tone, the attitude, the language, everything of each platform. They're all different, right? And LinkedIn's one where it just has some nuances to it. Like we were already joking about how, when you write, you have to put spaces in between your sentences, right? And you have to put just a handful of hashtags at the end. And people love to do the repost and recycle, right? There's just certain verbiage you use in the LinkedIn write-ups, right? But I was wondering, I was trying to recall, when did I notice really that LinkedIn was getting ultra kind of cringy or overly self-promoty to where it's delusional, you were saying, totally delulu. To me, it was when that CEO was crying.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that crying CEO? That was 2 years ago, I want to say, year and a half, right?
The layoff.
Mass layoff.
Yeah. It made me so sad
It was definitely during COVID.
Not be laid off, but do the layoffs.
That's when I really started seeing content where it was wait, what? It really took me aback, right?
Well, I guess when you say COVID, I think that's the thing, because you might talk to your colleagues about some things, but now that more people, you talk about the isolation and all that, people don't have colleagues to talk to. So I think they are, which I actually, I still do get plenty of value out of LinkedIn and some things, but I do chuckle because it's it's like any type of platform where you're like, did you just, for all the things that you guys have talked about, but I do think it's this thing you used to talk to other people about, and people just don't talk to people. So they put
absolutely.
And I think things like TikTok, where you're seeing people kind of build these brands. People now are like, oh, I want to build my personal brand on this. I laugh because I look at LinkedIn Lunatics, and I personally, I'm afraid I would show up on there in some way. Post on LinkedIn.
That's why you read through it, really.
Yeah. She's
looking for your photo.
But I literally I chuckled on that. No, but my Reddit name is Manager Method, and so I'm
they would know.
I thought about that because I post on HR Besties. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna be so embarrassed if someone's this lunatic, and I'll be like, oh. But I mostly post my videos. My
TikToks. Yeah.
I post TikToks on there periodically, and I do. But I did laugh. I'm like, oh my god, I'm sure that someone could find something, and they'd be like, you're a LinkedIn lunatic, and I'd be like, oh, I'm guilty. But so there we are.
Yeah.
I've started using LinkedIn as a Twitter to just say my jokes, because I just don't. It's not that I don't care, but it's everyone else is using it for a stupid ass function. This is now my Twitter.
Right.
And I've seen more of that.
Yeah.
Of course, Corporate Sween.
Yes, Corporate Sween.
He does that. And he posts, but the thing is, he posts on Instagram and does videos, but when he posts on LinkedIn, he does it and posts as if he were. It's
as if he was the CEO
complete,
of the CEO.
And
I don't know how many people have caught on that it's a joke, which makes me laugh even more.
I think you're right on that. Yeah. So that's funny because people are like, oh my goodness,
I know, I can't believe. And
is this an effective management strategy?
Like, you're a fucking idiot.
And I'm like, and he'll respond right along with it.
Yeah, I know. So. He does a very good job of playing that role.
I've met people on LinkedIn that I still haven't met in real life that I message with people. And from that professional level, I like it. But again, there's a lot of
there's a lot of cringe. I think one of the cringiest things that I saw was last year, and it still sticks with me, is a LinkedIn influencer, a few 100,000 followers, posting to get her son a job without the son knowing about it, and the son was just a loser. And I mean, and you can just tell the way she talked about him. You know what I mean? She was just describing just the biggest loser, like you. I mean, just the most unreliable worker. I mean, can't finish anything he starts, but he's cute. Like talking like that, like really weird language.
The clear communication we appreciate, but we want the substance. That's the part she was.
And I ran to the comments. I mean, I sprinted Olympic style to the comments. Because I just knew like it was just going to get eaten alive, right? Yeah. No. People were like, what a great mama. Yeah. Oh, mama bear in the house. I mean, and I was like, I choked on my drink.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I was like, it is so crazy. No, this boy, he's not like 16. No, he's like a grown man.
He's like 35.
No, literally. It was like 20s, I mean, and it's just like, oh my gosh, without any clue. And she's using the platform like that and begging. And it was just, oh my God. It was, I mean, I had a physical reaction to it. It was so gross. And then the fact that people were cool with that.
I'm telling you,
blew me away.
Yeah, they're just like, they've become like computer programmed almost.
That's
people
amazing.
Are like hyping up.
The one thing I'll say about LinkedIn that it has going for it is that you generally have to use your real name with, again, some exceptions and all those things.
Yes.
But unlike, our other social media channels we post on, which will be like, the biggest insults come from like user 272 million, with a private profile, no real profile picture.
Yeah.
But LinkedIn, people are putting themselves out there, and the stuff people said, you'll have the comments of people getting hit on in the DMs. Which is super inappropriate.
I've gotten lots of photos.
Yes, but those same thing of the people or the people will post an opportunity. Like a lawyer, let's say, like a law firm that will say like, oh, I'm gonna hire someone, not gonna be W-9 to start, like already. Okay. So you're not gonna employ them. That's engaging. You're gonna engage them and gonna do all this shitload of work, really need to have experience, really need to be from a top school. And we're gonna be paying them $75 an hour. And then you're like, wait, but I know you're going to bill them out at like $750 an hour. And you're like, this is not like a, and so people in the comments, oh my God, commenting to amplify. What an amazing opportunity. And you're like, I wish you could so there's less, I think there's less people calling people out on shit because people don't feel as comfortable. People will never say things to your face that they would say under anonymity. But I've commented on things like that.
I have too.
Or messaged the person and I'm like, this is actually like fairly exploitative.
Yeah. This is interest too.
Yeah, like this is not like, how much are you, tell me, what are you going to bill them out at? Whoa, I take on so much.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, absolutely not.
Like if Cringe corporate speak was a platform, it would be LinkedIn. Like there's a lot of just fakeness, pleasantries. It's like every response is canned. I mean, it's just like that is LinkedIn, right?
Yes. And you know what's also out of pocket? And you guys might have experienced this, but really I was very, very private on LinkedIn because of my social media presence. I didn't want people to know where I worked.
Yeah, you just turn yours on.
I literally just turned mine on in like the last 6 months. Now she's like
free balling all over
I'm free balling. But the amount in the last 6 months of just people in my DMs asking for advice, like free advice or the sales pitches. Oh, I see you work at so-and-so. I would love to show you this. And I just can't, it's just, I'm like, y'all don't understand. This is like, I do have a real job. Yeah. And now you're bombarding me with sales pitches and my
well, Jamie, I have a franchise opportunity for you.
Exactly. I have a lot of those in my DMs
I sure do. I'm going to, this. And
is it an MLM?
People also, then they'll savage you. Oh, I've noticed your LinkedIn profile, your website, my YouTube, my social media. They could use a lot of work.
They could
use. I appreciate that. I've mocked up this video and I'm like, but that's not my site. That's somebody else's. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me.
I know.
Now they've got me engaged.
Yeah. Now, for the record, to close the hot topics, is that we could have this sort of conversation about every platform, and we do.
We do.
Everyone, you know what I mean? Yeah, so again, like heart hands out to LinkedIn. Yes. There is a lot of goodness there. We are all on it and participating. And if you go to some of our content, I'm sure it's cringe as hell too.
See. I know we are.
I've got servant leader in my headline and shit like that. Okay.
Lord knows what I have on.
I know. I got to give him a little razzle dazzle. But hey, shout out, what I mean? Highly recommend to LinkedIn from a getting a job perspective.
Yes.
Everyone's going to go Google on there and try and search for you. You know what I mean?
LinkedIn has amazing tools, right?
Yes, amazing tools.
Thank you.
Shout out to LinkedIn Learning. But they also, I actually personally have used their salary insights tool.
Yeah.
That's good.
They obviously have jobs as well, like job posting. I've not only applied to jobs on LinkedIn, but I've, as a recruiter, posted jobs on LinkedIn. So, I mean, LinkedIn has some amazing tools.
It's just the
but
people.
It's just unfortunately the platform. You give a mic.
People on the LinkedIn.
You give a mic to people, and people will say all sorts of crazy shit. We're guilty of that, but it is some good entertainment. But that Instagram page and then LinkedIn Lunatics on Reddit.
I
know. You'll get some eyefuls on there.
I've got to check that out. I haven't.
Oh God, it's so good.
Best of LinkedIn.
It's so good / bad.
Exactly.
You'll get good.
Cringe.
That's how I exercise. Instead of working out as much as I should, I get abs from literally
the
physically
cringe.
cringing. Oh my God, someone put that under their real name.
Oh man,
they thought that would be received differently in the world.
I have to tell you a little secret. I've always been super self-conscious about my thin hair until I started using Vegamore. I always try to do the right thing by my body, so when it comes to my hair and scalp health, finding a product that actually works and is made with clean ingredients always seems like a trade-off. But with Vegamore, I get products that are made with clean ingredients and give me visibly healthier hair and scalp. I'm able to have visibly fuller, thicker, shinier, and longer hair without all the harsh ingredients. In every cute pink bottle of Vegamore, products are 100% cruelty-free and never formulated with potentially harmful chemicals like parabens or hormones. What's even better is Vegamore's value kits, like the Grow Essentials kit. You get to try more than one amazing product at a great savings. When you sign up for the monthly subscription, you save more and you never run low on products you need to take care of your hair. The key, obviously, is consistency in your routine for your most beautiful, healthy-looking hair. I use Vegamore Grow Hair Serum daily on my hair and scalp, and they are flourishing. I also opted for the Grow Origins kit as well with the brow and lash serum because I'm trying to get like Bestie Leigh's eyelash status. Also, I don't know about you guys, but I can tell you my brows have still not recovered since the late 90s over tweezing. Fun fact, Vegamore sells one bottle of Grow Serum every 15 seconds on their website. That's how good this stuff is. So give your hair the power of the little pink bottle with Vegamore. For a limited time, HR Bestie listeners are getting 20% off their first order by going to vegamore.com/besties. Use code besties at checkout. That's Vegamore, vegamore.com/besties, code besties to save 20% off your first order. That's vegamore.com/besties, code besties.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Now, we all carry around different stressors, big and small. And some of us wear our emotions on our sleeve and some of us not so much. But regardless, when we keep all of those stressors bottled up, it can start to affect us and those around us negatively. Therapy is a safe space to get things off your chest and to figure out how to work through whatever is weighing you down. Now, this is especially important for those besties out there that work in HR or perhaps are a people leader, manager, boss, because people be people, and don't they? They really do. And so you need to make sure you have an outlet to share so that you can thrive. If you're thinking of starting therapy, why not give BetterHelp a try? It's entirely online, so it's completely designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Get it off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/HRBesties today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/HRBesties. Stay well, besties. Gosh, well, LinkedIn will never disappoint from a cringe perspective. That's a good way to sum up this hot topic. But now shifting gears, do you like that? To questions and comments. What do you all have?
I was just thinking, on the topic of LinkedIn cringe, once they they'll shenan again.
That is true.
It is.
They will. I like that. I'll put that in my LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, you should put it in your bio.
Yeah, I'll put it in my bio.
Once they shenan, they'll shenan again.
That is
It's profound. I know.
Yeah, that is true. If you were to have if you could only put things on one social media platform, what would you put them on? Like if you had to have all the others taken away.
Oh, man.
Instagram for me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man.
It's kind of my go-to. You're in a love-hate relationship right now.
I'm in an
with TikTok.
abusive relationship with
abusive
TikTok, and I always have been.
Yeah.
TikTok's not the easiest to work with,
No,
but it's
it's
my
not.
primary platform, and it's what I'm good at. I build everything on TikTok, and then it gets taken other places. But Instagram, I'm going to be honest with you, because it is a commercialization app and it's the only one. So, I mean, there's a lot you can do with the links, and the connection of people is far greater on Instagram. It just is, you're not in a void. It really is connective, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I feel closer to my followers on Instagram, which I enjoy.
People, Jamie has meme pages, which means she'll take content, but there are a lot of people that get out there and they just take content and repurpose it and don't give people credit and steal it.
Yeah.
Jamie goes out of her way to she'll repost people and credit them, do these things. And so I grew from 1,000, maybe less, to 20,000 in a pretty short period of time from Jamie posting my content. But I have to say, probably LinkedIn.
I know, yeah.
But probably because my business is business to business.
Yeah.
Are you sure you don't want to noodle on that?
I might.
There we go.
Well, you're so good at that.
I like
You're so
that.
good at that.
I like
so
that.
I am. Again, that's why you can see me on LinkedIn Lunatic.
I mean, I think that makes sense for with your business. That makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah. So let me see. Not a question, but a quick comment for me. Who was sharing the story earlier? Like, God, it's only been a few minutes and I can't even remember, about saving the money with the chicken. Using that's what it was, right?
The coffee maker.
Yeah, just a quick comment, which is actually a story, but I'm calling it a comment, was that my first week of work at an employer, I went on a business trip. And that's pretty much the shittiest thing you can do to a new employee. It really is.
Yep.
And because they have to book all your shit and whatever.
Yep.
And, it's just horrific, right? You get no choices or freedom or whatever. And then, of course, I was traveling with my boss, and that, can be hard.
Uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable first
you don't
week,
even
whatever.
know this person yet. Yep.
So we go somewhere and we eat lunch, right? We're on travel. We're in a different state. We had to fly there. And he tells me over the lunch that he bought on the company card that in this instance, though, in the future, you shouldn't use your company card because you are on another company property and you would have eaten lunch, right? Naturally you would eat lunch just like everyone else around here works here, and they're paying for their own lunch.
They're paying for their own, they're bringing their lunch.
And literally I was like, no, absolutely not. I will be using the corporate card on all travel and all purchases. You can show me where that's different. And the travel policy, he's like, he's like, oh my God, okay, she's crazy. No, but I mean, what is that?
I have a stipend
policy?
for the fucking day, bro.
That might be a topic for a full episode.
Oh, I know.
Travel.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
All things T&L.
That's the thing.
I've got
well, that's the thing. Being like, I bring my lean cuisine. I bring my dollar. I get the savings on my dollar lean cuisine. I can't bring that with me on the plane.
I'm not schlepping
the travel. I'm not bringing my cooler.
Yeah.
So when I'm eating my $16 salad bar and salad, which I feel pressured to eat because I'm with my boss on the first week, and so I feel like I need to get a big box of sadness rather than eat my
exactly. That's what I did. I had a salad, of course.
Which I would
I'm having a burger
to eat. Yeah, same.
But I've also been cussed out over purchasing a 32-ounce, 89 cents Buc-ee's drink while on business, because no purchases should be made under $1 on the corporate card. Show me in the policy, bitch. It's not there. That's bullshit. That's just your own your own financial bullshit.
Exactly. Tell me why. That's the weirdest.
Tell me why. Literally. Tell me why.
And you should sing today.
Because it's bullshit. Because that's your own shit. Yeah. Show me. That's what I always say.
I have the receipt, motherfucker.
Oh, please. Can you show me
that's
the T&L
HR
policy?
is such a thankless job, because what happens is senior most person comes and says, I need you to add language to the handbook about
that says
nothing under $1. And you're like, this is how we all need to be spending our time. And then you feel like you can't push back. This is probably, again, another topic. But if you, to sum up, if you have some policies you've been required to add to your handbook, you drop those in our HRBesties.com contact site. And please, because we know, and we've all known when you're also in HR, you know how to read the code of handbook. And when you join a new company and you're reading that whole handbook because you're in HR and you read and you're like, what on earth led to this being
That's just
added?
a CEO.
We know when
you just know it's personal.
We know when something's been added because there was an issue.
Exactly. Susan, Bill, we know it.
Oh, I hated how Leigh always wants to buy those 89 cents 32-ounce Bucky's drinks. So you put some bullshit in there.
That's just not right. She should bring her own dollar.
Oh, my gosh. And Beaver, we trust.
Give me $7 raise and I'll buy them.
Exactly. He's like, why can't you just use $1? Because, bitch, I don't have $1.
Yeah. Who cares?
I don't carry cash.
Why would I pay for it myself? I am on business travel. It's against the rules for me to. I always say that shit. You know what I mean? It's actually against the rules for me to pick this up.
Yeah, exactly.
Rules you all made, right?
There you go.
You know?
There you go.
Oh gosh! But on that final comment, which is really a story that I said was a comment. You should post about that
on LinkedIn, Leigh. You should post a story, crying selfie. I got in trouble.
Yes, with my drink
for my Bucky's drink.
I got yelled at over making a purchase for hydration while on business travel. Can you believe it? Oh my gosh. Oh, fun times, everybody. Yes. Fun times. Well, gosh, thank you for joining us for this HR Besties meeting. We love your attendance. Thank you so much. But we have a hard stop now.
Jamie does always.
It's Jamie's fault, really.
I'm very busy.
All right. Bye, everybody.